Come on, Kevin, now wake up.
It'd be easier if you didn't keep me up till 4. Oh. Is that coffee?
Yeah, woke up early, thought you could use it. Well, I know you drink the stuff. No one could be that type A without it.
Yeah, no, that is really nice. I'm just not... I'm not used to people doing things for me.
Well, maybe you should think about getting used to it.
Maybe I am.
Hello? I'm away.
Oh, sure. Guy gets a prestige job at a great paper, and suddenly he's too good for morning sex.
A hiker stumbled onto a skull and some remains out at Stony Brook Reservation.
What's a couple more hours?
A couple of hours?
Yeah.
You sure know how to pressure a guy.
30 minutes.
15.
20.
Deal.
This one of those shrink things? You don't talk until I do?
You were telling me about your brother.
Yes, he's my brother. He lives in Wisconsin.
He's a bit troubled from what I understand, so maybe you feel responsible for that, seeing as you raised him.
This one you got out of psych school 2 years ago?
Look, Woody, you stood right in that doorway and you said you wanted to talk, but if you're not going to look at some of this stuff, if you're not going to dig a little bit deeper, you're wasting both our time.
Hold on a sec. This is Hoyt. I'm on my way. I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Thank you, this was helpful.
Robert Stockton, 34 years old, went missing about 10 years ago. Teacher was just about to get married.
Remember, the press made a big deal out of it. Thought it was a groom on the run thing.
Some hiker spotted his skull in the dirt earlier this morning, found his ID while they were waiting for the ranger.
It's called press. Everybody's a media whore. What do you got?
Bones, clothes, part of a wallet. The weird thing is he wasn't wearing his clothes. They were just tossed in a hole with him.
Multiple stab wounds on the skin.
That skin?
Detective? I think we found something here.
No? Great work, guys. Thanks.
Thanks for the ride.
Oh, I just see this.
What's up?
Probable murder weapon.
Dr. Macy! Dr. Macy, can you give us a statement?
Better get this over with.
Hey, Doc, do me a favor. Give him the cause of death, but hold back on the details of the knife.
Yes, sir.
Give us some information.
A little help here.
Dr. Macy, please.
Any scoop for desperate working hack? What the hell? One working hack to another?
Guy was stabbed with an ice pick.
Excuse me. Are you Detective Hoyt?
Yeah.
They said that you're in charge. The man they found, the one in the woods,
What about him?
he was my teacher. Mr. Stockton, I didn't remember. I saw it on the news.
You didn't remember he was your teacher?
No, I didn't remember until they found it.
I don't understand. Do you know something about this murder? Do you know who killed him?
I did. I don't know why I did it. He was my friend.
I thought you said he was your teacher.
He was my soccer coach. He helped me in school. I was failing before, and he tutored me. And I stabbed him. We were in first place that year. He's the one who told me to try out. He's the reason I played.
You realize you would have been 10 years old when this happened.
I know this sounds crazy, but I know I killed him.
Tell me what else you remember.
That's all I can remember.
Look, Brian, this sort of thing happens all the time. People see something on the news, they get an idea in their head. Now, I don't know if you actually think you did this, or you just need a little attention, or what. Either way, You gotta go get yourself some help.
You watching me now?
Paranoid? I was observing the suspect. I've been assigned.
You didn't kill anyone.
How do you know?
I'm a detective, that's how I know.
Well, I think there might be something to it.
Based on what, your vast 2-year experience?
Instinct. And I was a detective long before I was a psychologist. It may be a repressed memory to avoid a traumatic event or abuse.
Or maybe he's just crazy.
Let me talk to him.
We're not working on our thesis papers here. This is a real case with a real killer who still happens to be out there somewhere, by the way.
You are so sure he didn't do this. Why?
1, Stockton was 6 foot and 180 pounds. This kid was 10 years old at the time. 2, he hasn't mentioned anything that hasn't already been said in the news today. And 3...
What?
Why am I explaining myself to you?
You're funny. You know what? Forget it. I'll just get the captain's permission to question.
Holy Tasmanian terror.
Ben and Eleanor Doyle. There's been a rash of home invasions in the neighborhood, but nothing like this.
So why is there no detective here?
The precinct's swamped. Someone's on their way. They told me to deal with it. There's a torn screen in the bedroom upstairs.
That's how the killer's got in?
Looks that way.
Are these people have a kid?
Not that I know of. There's no children's bedroom in this place.
Wonder who this is then. Oh, hey, Nige, look at this. He was so happy.
She yanked somebody's hair out. It's odd. The artwork's hardly been touched.
Maybe the killer was after money.
Philistine. This is an important collection.
Yesterday was their anniversary. They were married 26 years. To my darling Eleanor.
Hey. Doesn't anybody knock around here anymore?
Sorry. The knife that they found, it matches the incisions on the epidermis, and there was something else that I wanted to show you.
Anything to tie that kid Woody question to the knife?
Nothing yet.
You know, a guy could disappear off the face of the earth and nobody bat an eye.
I thought you said they made a big fuss. Look for him.
Oh, yeah, for all about a week. They never would have pursued the thing if it hadn't been such a good story. Bride jilted by everybody's all-American.
It's eating you, Dr.
We're all dispensable, Bud. Dispensable, disposable, and expendable.
Well, I'm sure his fiancée didn't feel that way.
10 to 1, she's living in Jersey unhappily married to somebody else. Now, what do you want to show me?
Take a look. Quite a few of these white cloth fibers on his clothing, a different kind of weave than anything else he was wearing. And the GCMS showed up some kind of soap residue on his upper torso. Why would he have soap on him if he was killed in the woods?
Maybe he wasn't killed in the woods.
All this tissue under their nails should be enough to convict the when we find them.
Those pictures you saw? The Doyles with the little girl?
She was their daughter. And she died of leukemia 10 years ago, 6 years old.
Imagine going through something like that together. Get through that, you can get through anything. God, one minute you're eating mushu pork, spending the week in bed, and the next...
Hey!
Hey, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see you.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, what's with your detective friend? He tried to screw me on a story this morning. I think I'm a fact checker.
Yeah, just ignore him. He's got issues.
I wanted to ask you something.
Why are we whispering?
I'm not sure if we're public.
You can use your normal voice if you want.
A mate of mine offered me his cottage on Martha's Vineyard for the weekend. We could leave right after work tomorrow.
Oh, the weekend?
I'll get it. I'm crowding you, moving too fast. Hey?
No, it sounds good. You know, change of scenery.
I thought we could pick up takeout on the way in from the ferry. There's a little Chinese place nearby. There's a great mushu pork.
What?
Dr. Kavanaugh.
Yeah. Can I help you?
Jeffrey Brandow, I'm an ADA.
It's a little early for the DA's office to be involved, isn't it?
I need to know which one of them died first.
What difference does it make? We need to find the killer.
Oh, they killed each other.
Are you crazy? Did you see their apartment?
Let me guess. Looked like a hurricane hit it?
And someone broke through a screen to get in. We're talking about a savage, a Charles Manson, and he's out there somewhere.
Ben and
Eleanor Doyle practically had the DA's office on retainer. We prosecuted him a dozen times for domestic abuse. Her, then him, then her. On and on.
You've got the wrong people.
No, they filed for divorce 6 times in the last 10 years. You could paper a room with all the restraining orders. They went before a judge more often than Motley Crue. That's a... look, you can waste your time looking for a killer if you want. I just need to know which one died first.
Jordan, the hairs that were clutched in Mrs. Doyle's hand, they're his.
You can see why it's hard for Detective Hoyt to believe that you did this. You're so young.
I know. I know it doesn't sound right, but I did it. I know.
Well, why do you know for sure? I told them he didn't run away. I kept insisting that no one would listen.
Did Robert have any enemies? Anyone that might want to hurt him?
He wasn't that kind of man.
Anything you could think of? Anything that might...
I've had 10 years to think. Part of me actually hoped he was dead. So I wouldn't have to wonder if he'd left me. 10 years of waiting, wondering, not letting myself grieve. Strangest thing. Now that I can, I just feel numb.
Well, thank you very much for taking time away from your family and coming in.
I don't have a family, Detective. I never got married.
I'm gonna find out I did this. I promise.
Hey, look, I think Brian Haley is telling the truth. I think he killed Stockton.
Of course you do. It validates your existence.
All right, look, my vast 2 years experience aside, he's clearly been traumatized.
Okay. Let's just say he did, which I don't buy for a second. It'll never hold up in court.
Then let me take him to the crime scene. If he remembers something, it may lead to some evidence, and that's what you're looking for, right?
If there's one thing I'm pretty sure of, it's that I'm not gonna find it watching you psychoanalyze anyone.
Wow. Now I get it. This isn't about evidence. This is about you being right and me being wrong.
What?
It's an hour of your time, Hoyt. That's all it'll take. It was cold the day he disappeared. Do you remember that, Brian?
No.
Was it daytime when you were here?
I don't know. I just know that I killed him.
Okay. Did you go to school that day? Did he come to your house?
I don't know. I don't remember.
How about this? You remember this?
Detective!
This is where we found him. Buried in this hole. Somebody killed this guy.
That's enough, Hoyt.
How many times did you stab him? Did you walk up here that day? Did he drive you?
I said enough.
This is a joke. You don't know anything.
I killed him. I know I killed him.
Brian, it's okay, okay? These things, they take time.
Speaking of which, he's wasting mine.
Brian, what is it?
I remember the knife. It was a long pearl handle and a gold medallion. It was my grandfather's.
Mrs. Healy, we're trying to figure out what happened. Brian remembers certain details of the crime. Do you recognize this knife?
My father gave it to Brian as a gift.
Mom, you're not supposed to get so excited. She's diabetes, heart trouble.
Brian was very upset when Mr. Stockton went missing. They were very close. He was never very good in school, never involved in class activities, and then Mr. Stockton came along. Remember?
Mom, you should take a break. That okay?
Yes. This must be very difficult for you.
I'm not saying he did it. I don't think he did it.
I understand.
He was doing so great for a while. And then his grades fell, and he started getting into fights. I don't know. Something happened. Brian? You okay? Why'd you do this, buddy? You didn't kill anyone. I know you didn't. Don't worry. It's gonna be okay.
You're here to rub it in my face? You were right. I was wrong.
It's not about right and wrong. A troubled kid.
A teacher who takes an interest. All of a sudden, things change. What's that sound like to you?
You think Stockton was abusing him?
It would give him a motive for murder, protecting himself against a sexual predator.
Whoa. Wait a minute. You hear teacher-student, this is the first place you go?
His symptoms are classic. The kid has clearly blocked something out.
Let's just slow down a little here, okay? The guy is dead. He has a family who wants to know what happened to him. Just because you flipped through a couple of issues of Psychology Today.
You were being naive.
And I'm not saying it didn't happen, but how about we not destroy the guy's reputation without a shred of proof? Excuse me. This is Hoyt. Yeah? Okay. I'm on my way. That was the morgue. They found a clue. A real clue. Don't wait by the phone.
Maybe Brian Healy doesn't remember the crime scene because that wasn't it. He had soap on the entire upper half of his body.
From what?
When do you have soap on your body?
Am I alone or am I with somebody? The shower.
Most major manufacturers distribute soap like this. Usually it contains an antibacterial.
But this stuff doesn't.
Meaning what?
It's some kind of discount brand made by a small company. Didn't want to pay for the trademark.
They were distributing to limited areas 10 years ago. Usually to large warehouse stores, but they also ship directly to certain purchasers.
One of them being the Boston Unified School District.
Yeah?
Which includes John Adams Middle School, where Brian Healy went.
Which just happens to be half a mile from where Stockton's body was buried.
Okay, liver temp, lividity, and eye potassium levels indicate that... What are you doing?
There's no hemorrhaging at the point of entry here, so this wound is not the cause of death.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was just shoved into her heart after she died?
Mm-hmm.
Ugly.
Yeah, see if this matches the one on her husband's head.
By the by, the scrapings we took, her tissue under his nails, his under hers. So, obviously they were fighting with each other.
Or they were protecting each other from someone else.
Let me think, how is that going to work? So they're clawing at each other while someone else is attacking them?
I don't know, no.
Why are you so reluctant to believe these two killed each other? You've seen this 100 times, Jordan. It's a fact. Marriage is the most common risk factor in murder.
Does that thing match the wound on her husband's head? Or did you find anything in the evidence that matches the wound on her head?
No, but CSU only boxes the obvious stuff. Why, you think the weapon might be back there?
Maybe. Are you coming? To my darling Eleanor, my love, my strength, my inspiration. I wouldn't trade our 26 years for anything.
Well, whatever this weapon was, it's got to be about 6 inches across, heavy, with a sharp corner on it someplace. I'm not finding it anywhere.
Well, the only explanation for that is the killer took it with him.
Why would he take whatever it is and leave the sculpture behind?
Just keep looking. Oh, Brandow. So glad to see you here.
I went by the morgue and they said you were here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you check the bodies to see which one died first?
Take a look around. You still think they killed each other?
Yes, I do.
The killer broke in upstairs. He attacked the Doyles as they were coming down here. Do you see the blood on the stairs?
This was nothing new for these two. You saw the police reports? Is there anything I can do to get you off this theory?
Does this look like it was written by a man who was about to kill his wife later that night? And did you know this couple lost a child together and still survived it?
If they killed each other, why is the DA's office interested in this at all?
Yeah, what's the hurry? You know, I could stall time of death for months.
All right. We've got a pool.
A what?
Which one would actually kill the other one first? When? How?
You've got money on this?
Well, yes.
What's your money on?
This month. This year. Blunt force trauma.
Ooh, 3 out of 4. Your husband or wife?
He kills her?
Can I get in on this?
No.
Shut up! God, you are a ghoul.
Yeah, a ghoul who'll be $2,500 richer if she died first.
Says here we're still using that same brand of cleanser. In here, the cafeteria, lavatory. What exactly is it you gentlemen are looking for?
A crime scene.
Well, this used to be the shower.
Used to be.
The whole room was redone in '96.
Year after Stockton disappeared, there's no way we're going to find anything here.
Old tile's still here. Do you have a sledgehammer? It's blood spatter. Went all the way to the ceiling.
Okay, so we're saying that the kid Somehow killed him here in the shower. Still doesn't make any sense. How does somebody his size move a 180-pound body all the way out to the woods? All right, here it is. The grid search turned up an old laundry bin stuck in the mud about 200 feet from where Stockton was buried.
And the towels in the locker room look like they match the fibers I found on Stockton's clothing. Must have used them to cover the body, then grabbed his clothes from the locker room and buried them with him.
Probably picked up the service road right behind the school parking lot, put the bin in a dolly, and then ditched it when they were done burying the body.
Big job for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, and how come nobody noticed him?
Maybe it was dark. Mrs. Healy. Something wrong?
I'm here to confess to the murder of Robert Stockton. Stockton was abusing my kid, sexually abusing my son.
You have proof of that?
Did Brian tell you that?
Didn't need any proof. I knew my boy. So I called Stockton up, and I made an appointment to see him.
In the afternoon, he disappeared.
That's right. And I killed him.
Where?
I'm not saying anything more till I speak to a lawyer.
Mrs. Healy, I get it. You're trying to save your son. But if you can't tell me something to back up your confession, the DA is going to laugh me out of her office. And then she's going to focus on Brian.
He was 10 years old. The jury's going to have a hard time believing he killed a grown man.
You here to tell me you were right again?
There's nothing to gloat about. So you don't believe her?
Like I said, it's a mother protecting her son. She figures she can confuse a jury with more than one confession.
Or she killed Stockton and Brian was there.
Mrs. Hoyt.
We've got Stockton's blood from the laundry bin, and we've got someone else's DNA on 2 hairs we found. It's mitochondrial.
English, please.
It's passed out from mother to child.
So is it Lorraine's hair or Brian's?
That's the problem. It could be either.
Don't be upset. I'm just reporting what I found. Microscopic bits of rust on the ends of the severed mesh.
Then the tear was made at least a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, nothing to do with the deaths.
They must have let the killer in.
Jordan, there's no evidence anybody else was there. These two have a history of pounding on one another. This isn't like you. You don't ride hunches, you go with the evidence.
There's more evidence than glass shards and window screens. But you saw the flowers, the photos, the love letters.
The prosecutions, the divorces, the restraining orders. Look, I know why you don't want this to be true.
What are you talking about?
Your Aussie friend. I think they really did kill each other.
Somewhere inside, I knew. That's how things always go. I don't know why I let myself... I guess I thought that if it wasn't true, then that meant that things didn't always have to turn to crap.
It's just the extreme.
Love turns to hate. Why is that?
We still need to get the time of death for the DA's office.
Could you please do that?
Sure.
Bugs done an evaluation of the mummified epidermis.
Given the distance and the direction of the spatter to the ceiling, there was only one way that the knife could enter the body. In a downward motion.
I've got Brian Healy's medical records right here. Considering his height and weight at the time of the murder.
On the arterial trajectory that we're looking at, I think we can rule out Brian as the murderer.
Which leaves his mother.
Hey,
How about we catch the 4 o'clock ferry? Huh?
I don't think I can.
No worries. There's another one at 6.
I mean, I don't think I can go. I have to work.
Oh?
Yeah, what's this case that I'm working on? The DA's office has been pressuring me to wrap it up fast.
You're not a very good liar, Kavanaugh.
No, honestly.
I'm a big boy. You don't want to do this, just say so.
I have to work. You of all people should understand that.
Yeah, except I handed off my story, because I thought we were...
A little early in the relationship to be sabotaging yourself, isn't it?
Miss Lebowski.
Jeffrey, so nice to see you.
Well, I was hoping you could help me, actually.
Oh.
Dr. Kavanaugh's working on a case. It's a couple that died at,
The Doyles?
Yeah, that's it. Well, my assistant took a message that the time of death has been established, and I was hoping that you could get that information for me.
Let me see if I can find Dr. Kavanaugh.
Well, actually, I was hoping to not have to deal with Dr. Kavanaugh again. She's a little, you know...
Good at her job?
Well, I was going to say frightening, actually.
I'm going to assume that you're not talking about me. Did you leave a message for Jeffrey about the Doyles?
I did. They didn't kill each other.
I knew it.
You put him up to this, didn't you?
No one put me up to anything. Their brains, as you can see, they're not swollen. Ring fractures at the bases of their skulls, just above the first spine bone of the atlas. Now, blunt force trauma caused the atlas to push in on their brain stems, causing instant cardiac arrest.
So their brains didn't have time to swell. They both died instantly.
Yeah, but who died first?
These bodies are not in proximity to one another, and they died instantly.
Which means he wasn't alive to hit her, and vice versa. But no one else was there?
Correct.
So what happened? Maybe we've had this backwards all along. The fight didn't start upstairs. It started down here. You are Ben. Okay. Up here.
With you being Eleanor, to right about there.
Okay, so the fight begins downstairs.
Heated words, perhaps an accusation of infidelity?
Knowing these two, he may have just forgotten to buy kitty litter.
Idiot! I can't believe you forgot to pick up the damn cat litter!
Oh, like I live to remember your disgusting cat! Here, you drunk! Why don't you have a nightcap?
What do you think I drank? You son of a...
Wait. Come on. Not the Bartlett.
Pull up! Teaser!
Why don't you go get yourself one more dose of Botox?
She shoves him into the bookcase. It begins to fall. She stumbles.
Reaching out, taking her with him.
This wouldn't have caused identical ring fractures.
Yeah, and the bodies didn't land there. She pushes him into the bookcase. Furious, he pushes back. Over the railing she falls. Still not right.
She pushes him into the bookcase. It starts to fall over, but he gets out of the way.
Pushes her out of the way, and they both go over.
They tried to save each other.
True love after all.
Mrs. Healy, you can answer my questions now, or you can answer the DA's when she puts you on the stand.
She's given a statement, Detective. You've got all you're going to get.
He's giving you bad advice, Mrs. Healy. You can put an end to this right now by telling... Mrs. Healy. Mrs. Healy, what's the matter with you? Can we get some help in here?
Mom, should I call an ambulance?
Diabetic.
I'm a doctor.
Mom, it's me. You okay?
I'm okay.
How long have you been diabetic, Mrs. Healy?
14 years.
You just rest, okay? She didn't kill him.
How do you know?
That hair we found, if it was hers, there would have been evidence of synthetic insulin in a tox screen.
Wait, I'm not following you.
The hair had mitochondrial DNA. It comes from the mother and it's passed down. There's only one other person besides Brian who could have Brian's DNA.
Thanks.
How do you know why your witness doesn't want to remember?
He blocked it out to protect his big brother.
Even if I throw Craig in the box and beat it out of him, I'm nowhere. 3 confessions, the DA's gonna laugh me out of our office.
I'm telling you, Brian's the key. Him plus the knife plus the hairs.
You gotta get him to remember. We know for a fact that you did not kill Mr. Stockton, Brian.
I remember.
Brian, listen to me. You think you remember, but something happened to your memory.
We need you to help us figure out the truth. We believe that you were there and you saw what happened.
You blocked it out. It happens sometimes when people see painful things, but I'm going to try and help you remember.
I don't think I can.
Well, I think that you've been afraid that you would remember killing him, so that's what's kept you from remembering. But you didn't kill him, Brian. It's forensically impossible. You're safe. You're safe to remember what really happened. Okay? Try and relax. Mr. Stockton's office was in the locker room. Do you remember being there?
Yes. He didn't die in the woods.
That's right. You were there. Mr. Stockton was there. And someone else was there.
And it was winter. So it got dark early. Mr. Stockton said he wanted to see me after soccer practice. I waited until everyone left. He was in the shower. Mr. Stockton said he wanted to talk to me. He said he was upset about my grades and the practices that I'd been missing. He said he wanted to know what was wrong and that he thought he knew. My brother Craig was there.
Get away from
Mr. Stockton was mad at him.
Brian, don't go anywhere.
God. Oh, God, no.
It was you. You were the one abusing him.
Detective, put him down.
You're sick.
Put it down. Stockton suspected, didn't he? And when you found out that your mother was going to go talk to him, you figured that you would stop him from telling her.
You don't know anything about me. You're his older brother. You're supposed to protect him. That's what older brothers do. What part of you is missing that could do that and then keep doing it? On top of that, you were going to let him take the fall for murder, weren't you? Answer me! You were going to let him take the fall for murder! Go ahead and do it!
Miss Lebowski.
Lily.
Lily. I wanted to let you know that the bet was finally settled and paid in full. So, Randy Blanchard won. He's a court stenographer. The only employee of the entire justice system who wagered that Doyles would die accidentally. Well, I should...
No hurry. I was just about to break for lunch, actually.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So...
Do you bring your lunch in, or...
Sometimes, but not today. Today I was just gonna go grab a bite. You know, just by myself.
Really?
Do you ever eat lunch?
Oh, yeah, sure. Lots of time. Well, goodbye.
Oh. Okay, well, goodbye.
Detective Hoyt.
You gonna admit it?
Admit what?
That I was right and you were wrong.
How do you figure?
Well, Brian Healy did not kill anyone, and Stockton was not abusing him.
It's that important to be right.
I'm just saying.
How about we call this one a draw? I'm just saying.
Listen, what we were talking about before, about my brother and whatever, all the crap that's happened to me, it's made me a better cop.
It's not really about being a better cop. That same stuff, the stuff you don't want to look at and deal with, it gets in the way of other things. Your life, for instance.
Yeah, I guess I was just afraid that it would jinx me or something on the job by dealing with it. But I was just thinking that...
It's a good thought.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Good night.
So, who was this Martha anyway, and why did they name a vineyard after her?
Got me.
Martha Washington? Martha Stewart? I thought if maybe I had some time, we could try to figure it out. And if we leave now, we can actually get there by dinner.
You seem like a nice girl. Did you know you had an evil twin who works in a morgue around here?
Whenever I start to get close to someone, this little voice starts screaming in my head, run, fast, crazy, messed up, cuckoo. And I wish I could promise you it wasn't going to happen again, but it probably will.
My mum had an expression. The weather changes, dingoes don't.
And I'm the dingo in that story.
I never expected this to go smoothly, Kevin. I knew you were a crazy, messed up cuckoo the moment I laid eyes on you.
Well, I picked you up some supplies, hoping you'd say yes.
This is socks and skivvies. What if it gets cold?
Secret heart, why so mysterious? Why so safe?